Oh, hi, Scott here, and today I'm in a rather windy Berwick-upon-Tweed, and we're going to see a little bit around the town. Berwick, apparently locally, is known as the Ode Grün. Sorry? It's known as the Ode Grün. So the geographically curious town of Berwick-on-Tweed, it's in England, has been in Scotland. It is closer to Edinburgh than Newcastle, and it is a little bit north of Copenhagen. Quite an interesting town. Lowry was a frequent visitor, and we'll have a little look at that in just a little bit. As you can see, he's painted a little bit of the town, but let me tell you a little bit first quickly just about our journey. Well, we went up the A1 from Harrogate on a Friday night, got stuck in traffic and had an okay meal in Toby Carvery in Newcastle, which was okay, and then stayed in a very nice place. We will stay there again. I'll do a review if we do. The Black Bull at Lowick. It cost us £64 for two of us for bed and breakfast. A very nice breakfast indeed, and it is show you where it is. It's a little bit south of Berwick, about 10 miles south of Berwick, and as I said, it was a very, very nice breakfast indeed. Anyway, now back to the town of Berwick, and let's have a look at Lowry and what he painted. You might recognise that from the plaque that we just looked at. So founded in the 10th century and has epitomised the Scottish and English border pretty much ever since. It has been the site of some quite nasty and quite brutal slaughters, mostly the English on the Scots, and that's also caused a little bit of aggro over the years. I guess as a Welshman I should stay pretty neutral, probably faults on both sides, although probably nothing that was worthy of a slaughtering. We're looking at the harbour now. The railway viaduct that has the East Coast Main Line was there on the right hand side, now looking down, and there we go, we're on the ramparts. Some really good signage here as you walk around the ramparts. That of course was the traditional border between England and Scotland, even though the town of Berwick itself has moved between the two over the years. Very interesting that Berwick has a rugby and a football team that plays in the Scottish system. Now these are the ramparts, and there are lots of signs saying quite a sheer drop, and my word, that is a sheer drop, as I'm sure that gull would attest. So do keep your kids close to you if you do have a bit of a walk on the ramparts. And it was a really cold but really clear day, as you can see. Low sun giving some really low shadows over the town. The thing about Berwick was, you'll see a little bit there on the left, the parking situation was really good. That's B&M Bargains, but I don't know how long that's been there. Probably not since the 10th century, but the parking situation was very good. Now, I parked in a place, I've not seen this for ages, where it was 24 hours free parking, which was very good indeed. Now, the ramparts, again, extend right the way around town. It doesn't encircle the town, because clearly you've got the sea to the east, but you can walk quite a bit around the town and have some lovely sea views. So, view of Berwick, do you like it?
Very nice.
Very nice, and
very cold.
Very cold, nice.
Cold wind in the Trussocks today.
Over the Trussocks, yes. Even though we are really still in England, so the Scottish accent is a little bit unnecessary. Yeah. So in quite a cold state, we descended from the ramparts. So we found a Costa in town just to warm up quite briefly, and then had a walk down to the harbour. This is actually where we parked the car, and didn't see many boats, but a very nice little harbour area, and then walked back into the town centre. Liz wasn't that impressed with the shopping, I think. Did you like Berwick, Elizabeth?
Not much here.
Sorry?
There isn't very much here.
Well, no TK Maxx.
No TK.
But what it does have is Berwick Town Hall, which has been a centre not only of government but also commerce over the years. But at the point of the unification of the Scottish and English crowns, it was an English town, and to this day is the most northern English town, most northern English parish council. And it is, but it does have a certain Scottishness about it, as you'll see. With some, there we go. There's some iron brew. I think that was actually in Home Bargains. But in the 1700s, it did pass. The UK Parliament did pass the Wales and Berwick Act, which means that all laws in England apply equally in Wales and Berwick. So therefore, there we go. As a Welshman, I'm equivalent to everyone in Berwick. We found this rather nice little ice cream parlour, Mr. C's it was called, and we had a little bit of an ice cream in here. Bit of a funny day, bit of a cold day to have an ice cream, but we did anyway. What have you got, Elizabeth?
Banana salted caramel.
Yeah. I've got white chocolate. Well, we headed back to the car now. Oh, there's there we go. Something for the mother-in-law. The Berwick stocks. And as I said, this was a centre of commerce over the years. Lots of different languages there, telling people a little bit about the town council. You'll see, which I believe is an old marketplace there, just between the railings. I think it was a trading post for all of the farming goods done in the area. Very interesting little building. And then as we go back out to the harbour, it looks like it was evening. It wasn't. It was only lunchtime. As you can see how low the sky was. And the harbour, rather agreeable little place. As you can see, that's the bridge that we saw a little bit ago. And this is a Scotch Pie, and I bought it from a place, I think it was called Marketplace Meats or something like that. I'll put a picture of it up. I have put a picture of it up. And a Scotch Pie is a meat pie, and it is either with apparently mutton or haggis. Let's have a look at it. So I haven't got my usual gubbins with me, so I've had to try and make as good a do of it as I can with a wooden fork. As you can see, I've busted the wooden fork. It's just not up to the task. There we go. So let's have a taste of it. Well, before I have a taste of it, quite meaty. £2.20 this was, and it is a pie pastry topping. Quite a thin pastry side, thin top. Quite meaty inside. I think it's just meat. I can't see any sauce or anything or gravy. It's just literally a meat pie. Let's have a go. That's quite nice. Surprisingly dense meat. Could do with a bit more seasoning, but yeah, that's nice. I'd have one of those for lunch. That's very tasty. Maybe a tiny bit dry, but no. Scotch pie. It's quite tasty, that. So I thoroughly recommend spending a little bit of time in Berwick-upon-Tweed. A very nice little town indeed. A few nice places to stay around it as well, as I've already shown you. Yeah, give Berwick a go. Thoroughly recommended. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Also, I'd be very grateful if you could like this video and hit that notification bell. If you do that, you'll continue to receive lots more rubbish just like this.